Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Lacquer. In today's video, we finally have more Goodwill bags to look at. These have been few and far between lately. I did end up finding two at two different Goodwill locations in my area here in the Pacific Northwest. I found this one here for $6.99 first, and then more recently in the last week, I found this one that was $7.99, but they were having a red tag sale, so that was 40% off. So two bags that I'm excited to open and see what we have. I know we've got some Deborah Lippmann in this first one and some Pure Ice and Colorama from Maybelline that I was really excited to see. So let's go ahead and open up this one first. This is the one that was $6.99. So we have a few different brands. It looks like we have at least 3 Sinful Colors, Sally Hansen, LA Colors, Pretty Woman, and a whole lot of Deborah Lippmann minis, and another Sally Hansen. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Oddball. This is an LA Colors from their Color Last line. This one is called Limitless. This looks like a nice shade of dark pink, kind of in that color family of pinks that I was wearing a lot in the summer. I had a whole lot of them on my summer rack. I don't have them out anymore because I am in the process of putting together my fall colors, and I am already wearing fall colors even though it's only the beginning of September. But yeah, I did have a lot of these on my summer rack. I will, let's see, well, this I think is one of the bottles that I really don't like the brush on. Let me just double check. It's not so much the brush as it is the length of the wand. It's just a bit short. Do I want to test the color though? No, I'm good. I think I have enough of these pinks to fill most of the gaps in my color wheel, if you will, as far as polishes that I have in my collection. So I think I'll go ahead and pass this one along. Next up, this is one of the polishes that I was really excited to see in that bag. It's a Sinful Shine from Sinful Colors. This one is called Wine Not. I have been really loving this metallic finish, and this one sort of reminds me of the collection from Sally Hansen that was Crayola based. This is one that I have on my fall rack. I actually have quite a few of them that I got in a mystery box on my fall rack in this formulation. Both of these polishes and the entire collection have this metallic micro flaky in the polish, along with whatever color the polish is. So I think this color will look really nice in this formulation as well. Again, you have those silver micro flakies in here. You've also got a fuchsia micro flaky in sort of a deep berry. This one seems to be in relatively good shape. Can't quite tell how full the bottle is, but it doesn't look like it's mostly used up or anything. So that's definitely one that I want to add to my collection and most likely to my fall rack. That was Sinful Shine, Wine Not. Next up is another Sinful Shine. This one is called Picante, and this is an interesting cream shade. It's sort of like a reddy orange, deep watermelon shade. I'm trying to decide if I think I would wear this or not. Reds definitely aren't my favorite color family, but this is an interesting shade that's more like a deep watermelon. So it might be a color that I like. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think I might keep it and compare it to a few of my other colors in the orangey reds, corals, and other shades like this and see if I end up liking it or not. But that was Sinful Shine, Picante. Next up is a Sinful Colors. This one is called Rainstorm. This one needs a very, very good shake. Seems like it's an older bottle, so it still needs a pretty good shake and a little bit of a clean, but it's a nice dusty blue. Trying to decide if I think I would wear this color or if I have something already in my collection that's along the same lines. I think I will go ahead and pass this one along. I actually wonder if I do have this one already, but I feel like I have enough of these dusty shades of blue in my collection, possibly a couple from Zoya and maybe one from Essie, so I don't think I need this to fill any gaps in my collection. That was Sinful Colors Rainstorm. Next up, we've got one from Pretty Woman Nail Polish. This one doesn't seem to have a name tag. I seem to get a lot of these in bags and mystery boxes that have no label, so I wonder if the labels just fell off super easily. This one is a very, very light shade of like gray leaning purple. This is in that color family of gray purples that I really do enjoy. Can't quite tell if this is a squishy formula or if it's a cream. It might be ever so slightly squishy. I do want to hold on to this one and see how it compares to the other colors that I have in my collection in this color family. Like I said, this is one of my favorite color families of these gray purpley taupes. So I want to see how it compares, but that one was from Pretty Woman, unlabeled. Next up is one from Sally Hansen in their Hard as Nails line. This one is Rockin' Hard. This is a really pretty, like, grapey plum color, maybe more plum than grape. There's also a subtle shimmer in there. This one seems to be in the same type of formulation as maybe Bikini Sotini, and Hard Bitten, I think, was possibly the one that I have that's also a Sally Hansen in the Hard as Nails line in a soft blue that also has a very subtle shimmer going on in it. This is a very nice color for fall, so I do want to hold on to this one, and I'm pretty sure I don't have this one in my collection already. So that was Rockin' Hard by Sally Hansen. And then the last Sally Hansen is this pink, also in the Hard as Nails line, called Party Hardy. And this is a pretty nice shade of pink as well, somewhere in between a muted neon and a Barbie pink. I actually do think I want to hold on to this and see how it compares to my pinks. Compared to the LA Colors, the LA Colors has more of a purple tinge to it, whereas this leans more neon. It is definitely not a neon, it's not as bright. So yeah, I do want to hold on to this and see how it compares to my other pinks. That was Sally Hansen's Party Hardy. All right, on to our big stash of these minis from Deborah Lippmann. Wow, we have quite a few. We've got 8 minis from Deborah Lippmann. Wow. All right, so the first one needs a very good shake. This one is called Hello. This is also in that same family of gray purples or purple leaning grays. This one has a lot more brown in it, I feel, than some of the other colors. Just to compare it to this one from the Pretty Woman, to me these fall into the same general category of gray leaning purples or purple leaning grays. So I do want to hold on to this one as well and see how it compares. At first I thought it was going to be She-Wolf, which I also have from Deborah Lippmann. So I'm curious how they would compare, but again, I do have a lot of these types of polishes, so I want to see how this compares in my lineup and if it's something that I think I need in my collection. But that was Hello. Next up from Deborah Lippmann, we've got this golden polish. This one is called Need You Now. This one is actually a pretty shade of gold. This is somewhat of an orange or copper leaning gold. It has at least 2 different particles. There's the main smaller particle of gold, and then there's a larger like glass fleck gold. Golds, again, aren't necessarily my favorite. I don't think this would be something that I would reach for necessarily, so I will be passing this one along. It does seem to be in really good shape, though. It's moving around freely, and it seems to be a fairly full bottle. So that was Deborah Lippmann's Need You Now. The next one is a really dark purple called Boys and Berries. This is definitely one I want to try out. I love myself some purples, and this is a gorgeous deep, deep tone. This would be a perfect fall purple, and I do have a number of purples pulled from my fall rack at the moment. So I think I'll compare this to some of the dark purples that I've been pulling and see how it compares in my collection. But it's definitely one that I don't have just yet. That was Deborah Lippmann's Boys and Berries. The next one is a red, kind of like a cherry or pink leaning red called Senorita. And this is a pretty nice shade of red. It kind of reminds me of Revlon's Cherries in the Snow. It's got that deeper tone, a pinch of purple lean to it. I actually really like this kind of red, so maybe I'll hold on to this one and see how it compares. In all likelihood, I will probably be clearing out more of my reds because I don't need as many as I've accumulated. Like I said, reds just aren't my favorite color family. I don't reach for them all that often, but this seems like a really nice tone of red. I really like that one. So we'll see how it compares when I get down to comparing my reds again. I think that was one of the few color families that I did do some comparisons of about 2 years ago, and it's time to do them again. So that was Deborah Lippmann's Senorita. This is one of the ones I was super excited to see in that bag. This one is called Cheap Thrills. I don't think I have this one, and it is a beautiful glass fleck particled formula. You have blues, teals, and pinks. This one's gorgeous. There's a little bit of gold shift around the corners of the bottle as well. Another that I don't have, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to add that to the collection. I don't think I have anything to compare this one to. So that was Deborah Lippmann's Cheap Thrills. The next one is like a deep charcoal gray called Blue Monday. This is a very dark gray, and it kind of reminds me of one of the colors that I have from Rimmel London, one of their Kate Moss polishes, I believe. And that one I think is called Moon. At least that's what it's reminding me in the bottle. Grays definitely have a lot of different shifts of tone, so I'm not sure how it would compare straight across, but this is a pretty dark shade of gray. Maybe I will hold on to this one and just compare it to my grays. Grays are another color family that I am in need of doing some comparisons of and a clear out. My entire collection actually needs a clear out, but in any case, I think I will hold on to this at least for the time being and do some comparisons for this one. That was Deborah Lippmann's Blue Monday. Next up is another lighter shade. This one is called Stone Cold. The name of this one does sound familiar. It needs a really good shake. This one is kind of like that Pretty Woman, although much more white leaning and less saturated. I'm wondering how this would actually look on the nail, if you would even notice the purple tint to it. I do like this kind of color on my nails. I can't quite pinpoint where I would place this in the color wheel though. I mean, it's got the pinch of purple in it, but there's a lot more white in this one than most of the other colors that I have in that color family. Maybe I'll keep this one, do some comparisons of this one in my collection and see if I like this on my nails. But it is another one that seems to be a full bottle that's in good shape. So that one was Stone Cold. And then the last one in that first bag is this one called Secret Love Song. This is a really interesting, slightly purple leaning gray blue. Again, in really need of a good shake, but I like it. It's got that pinch of purple in it, which just draws me right in. There's a lot of gray in this one though too, so I'm curious how this will compare. If that purple tone that I'm seeing is basically just part of the separation that I see going on, which it might be. But we'll give it a good shake and do some comparisons of that one. But that was Deborah Lippmann's Secret Love Song. So we'll put all those to the side. Those are the ones that I am keeping. These three are going in the D stash. And then on to our 40% off bag. So this one, when I first saw it at Goodwill, I wasn't that excited about it. I did see the pure ice, and that's why I ended up picking it up. But what really caught my eye were these two right here, and we're going to talk about those in a minute. It looks like we have another LA Colors and a Sally Hansen. All right, so the first one is this LA Colors. This one is called Grudge. This is very similar to that first pink that we had from LA Colors, which was called Limitless. There is a different tonality to it. It's almost got more of a warm tone to it by comparison. Again, I do have a lot of these kinds of colors, and because this doesn't have my favorite brush, I think I will be passing this one along. But that one was Grudge. Next up is one from Wet n Wild. This one is called 2% Milk, and I actually think I have this one or had it at one point. I think I got it in a Goodwill bag years ago. They had a bunch of different Wet n Wilds in it. That might have even been back in Reno. Wow, taking me way back. But in any case, I either had it or have it, so maybe we'll put this in the to be checked pile. It is a very sheer, milky, sort of a like peachy beigey color, so I'm not sure how often I would actually use it, so maybe we'll just go ahead and put it straight into the D stash. Next up is another LA Colors in the Color Craze line. This one is called Fuel. This is a really pretty shade of pink. It's a bit brighter than the other ones that we've looked at. It also has a different formulation, so there's shimmer in it, and the other two were just creams. Again, though, I do have quite a lot of these brighter shades of deep pink, so I think I will go ahead and pass this one along, but that one was Fuel. Next up is another LA Colors. This is called Megawatt. This is actually one that I think I might have. The name sounds familiar. It's kind of a beigey skin tone color. There is some shimmer going on in this one. So because I think I might already have it, we're going to put that one in the D stash. That was Megawatt. Now on to our Pure Ice. These were one of the brands that I was excited to see in this one. This first one is called Jamaica Me Crazy. This one is a really beautiful shade of dark pink. Just to give you a comparison to the closest LA colors, this one was Grudge. It's pretty similar in tone, kind of a warm pink. This one has a bluish purple shift to it. So Pure Ice is no longer made, and I have been holding on to these that I find in colors that I like, and I think this is one that I could see myself reaching for sure. I think it's unique enough in my collection to at least hold on to and try. So that one was Jamaica Me Crazy. The next one is a dark purple. This one is called Last Chance. I think I might have this one. This name does sound familiar. It is a really beautiful deep purple. This one is in a cream formula. Actually still seems to be in really good shape as well. I'm going to hold on to this one and at least check to see if I have it or not. It is a really nice shade of purple. Again, one that I could see myself reaching for in the fall. Plus, I just love purples in general. So that one was Last Chance. And then the last one from Pure Ice is this one called New Lilac. This is another one actually that I think I may have. I do need to double check and see if I own this. It is a beautiful light lilac shade, and it is full of like a metallic sheen. So this one we will check on and see if I own it already. That one was New Lilac. The next one is a Sally Hansen in their Nail Prisms line. So my guess is this is an older bottle. This is called Burgundy Orchid. This is another beautiful shade. In need of a good shake, but look at that multi-chrome. Wow. So there's burgundy and orange, purple. This is gorgeous. This is definitely going in my collection. I do need to see how the formula is on this. It does seem to be well loved, but there is polish left. Yeah, I probably could use some help or some thinner, or at least a really, really good shake to sort of break up the pigmentation inside at the base. But that is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. So that one was Burgundy Orchid. The next color is from Sinful Colors. This one is called Gold Medal. And well, I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anybody. It's a gold, so I will be passing this one on to someone else. Golds still aren't my favorite color, so I will be passing this one along. That one was Gold Medal. Next up is one from Ziza 2, and this one is called No Name or 31, not sure. This is a pearl white. I don't think I've heard of this brand. I do have a few of these pearl white colors though. I think I've got one from OPI. I might have one from Zoya. So I don't think I need another one. I think I'll go ahead and pass this one along. This one does seem to have like a glass fleck shimmer particle in it as well, but I think I'll still let this one go. I don't think I need another pearl white. So that one was an unnamed Aziza 2. All right, on to the ones that I was super excited to see in that bag. These are from the Colorama line from Maybelline. I don't remember when these came out, but I do have one bottle from them that I've been holding on to for years. I don't even remember what that one's called. It might be like cherry or something along those lines, but this first one is a laser light top coat called Lights of Lilac, and this is a really interesting flaky topper. It's in a very light pink jelly base, and then you have these ghost blue flakies. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely caught my eye in the bag. I thought this one was amazing, and I haven't seen these in ages. I also think this one will be fairly unique among the toppers that I have currently. So that one was Colorama by Maybelline, Lights of Lilac. And then the last polish is this one here, also in the laser light top coats in the Colorama line by Maybelline, and this one is called Blazes of Crystal. This one might be closer to a lot of the flaky polishes that I already have, but it is a gorgeous one, and also I love the fact that this came from a drugstore brand, so I will have to do some comparisons, but this is a beautiful rainbow of those flakies. I'm seeing a whole lot of different colors in these. I'm seeing blues, a very similar ghostly blurple that we saw in that first one, but I'm also seeing pink, orange, green, and gold. So we're definitely keeping this one as well. That one was Maybelline's Blazes of Crystal. So there you have it. Those were the 2 bags that I found at Goodwill. Let me know down below if you have been able to find any at Goodwill. Like I said, here in my area, they are few and far between lately. Every once in a while, I will see them, and most of the time when I do, they are full of older, almost dried out polishes that you can just see aren't going to be any good. So it's always a very pleasant surprise to find bags that are worth purchasing. Let me know which ones were your favorites, and also if you've heard of any of the brands, or if you might know what the name of this Pretty Woman one is. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at some nail polish, and I will see you in that next one.